Good morning, afternoon, evening, friends and family, loved ones. This is your friend Kelly, and I'm doing a semi-review. You know, guys, I don't do huge reviews or large reviews or big reviews per se, whatever. But this Brad with Buerkles Cerakote sent me in to check it out and do a review. This is his COG V2. Now, the one, I'm not sure what steel he used, but I think for the blade steel, probably the chromoly, I think is what it is, 4130, but it might be the MagnaCut. I didn't get the information and it doesn't say on it, but he did do the brass thumb studs and the brass backspacer, and I'm pretty sure steel handles for this particular one that he did. Now, first. On this one, we're going to say it's like just a smidge over 7.5 inches long, right at 7.5 inches total length. Now, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, that he's doing multiple versions of this or maybe he's changed it. I think he has one that he's doing like a higher grind line on it. So that way, to me, that'll make it more slicier if it does more of a gradual grind up, which I'm all for. I think that would be awesome. The thumb stud placement is great. Now, I know a lot of people on his other folders that he had, complained that the detent was too strong. So he made this one with a weaker detent. I like a stronger detent, but I haven't handled any of those yet. So me, of course, when I get it, I'm like, oh, I would like a stronger detent on this. And so maybe his other ones would be more of a me detent than these. But the size is great for me. My husband, of course, he's got bigger mitts than I do, so he would like it a little bit bigger, but this is right there. The clip feels great in there. The clip is not creating a hot spot or causing me any issues. I love the jimping on this. The blade shape is great. Like I said, I think I would prefer to have his higher grind line. Nothing wrong with this one, but it's what I would prefer. It's cooler. Now, this one, like I said, this one comes with brass thumb studs and backspacer. Now, you can order this. These are handmade. Remember that, people. These are handmade by him, so don't expect him to be able to just turn them out 50 of them a day type deal. But the blade, you can get in either MagnaCut or this 4130 chromoly. I'm not real sure about what the chromoly is, but that is one of your options right off the bat. We'll say the studs you can get in anodized titanium, which I'm sure he does his own anodizing in-house. I think I've seen him doing other stuff like that. You can get just regular steel thumb studs or the brass thumb studs. So that's something else you can do. Let's see here. The handle. You can get the plain steel. You can also get titanium, just straight titanium, or anodized titanium. And all of this pricing, base pricing, doing base across the board, I think starts at $245 and goes up depending on what you order. So, I mean, you can go to his site. I'll have his link down below. But the handle, like I said, you can do steel, tie, anodized tie, and aluminum. He has aluminum available where you can get them in that. Backspacers, steel, anodized tie, and brass like this one. So you figure, just depending, obviously, if you go MagnaCut and do all the anodized tie across the board, that's going to be your most premium version. If you do the 4130 chromoly and do all steel for everything else, that's going to be your cheaper one. I mean, that's To me, that's kind of a common sense thing, just depending on what you want. Me, honestly, I absolutely love this knife, and I will probably get with him in the future when I have a little bit more free money. We've spent a lot of money here the last couple of months, and we need to kind of back off a little bit for a little bit, because we have a few things on order that we're and stuff that we're getting, and when it all comes in and we finish paying off what we do, it's gonna, our pockets are a little empty right now. But I really do like this. Brian likes this. I think he agreed with me on the higher grind on the blade, that he would like that, and maybe, like I said, he has bigger mitts than me, maybe another 1/2 inch lengthwise. So I don't know if he has thought about doing a COG XL, but that's a thought too, and because Brian really liked this. It's one of those that is definitely one that piques my interest. I like the fact that there's no flipper tab. The big flipper tab that he has on some of his knives, I'm not as big of a fan of, but I'm not a huge fan with flipper knives anyway. Yes, I do have some that have flippers. I'm looking quickly. And that's not. Oh, there's one. One of them that I just got recently that's a flipper only, because I love the blade shape with beg. But honestly, this one's probably going to be one that I'm going to end up giving away or putting as a trade thing, because I don't care for the overly pronounced liner lock. That's just, when you go to grab it, unless you're like wearing gloves or something, it will dig into your finger. But I much prefer, or here's one, we'll say the Tornado. Everybody knows KC's knives. His flippers go in line with the knife scales, so they're not that noticeable, but they work really well. Those kind of flippers I don't mind, but honestly, I prefer just a good strong detent and no flipper tab per se, or not a noticeable one. That's more a me thing. I mean, or a little bit of a front flipper type deal that's also not overextending itself, that's not really noticeable. But most of the time I'm going to probably, if I can get into reverse flick a knife, I'm going to be reverse flicking it, because that is my preferred method of deployment. Just for that. But this one is definitely on my radar to get. I don't know, was it on the regular COG or was it on the Shiv that he has? He can do like an overlay. That would be cool. You know, different handle materials that maybe not as slick, offering up, whether it's G10, micarta, something like that, if that's a possibility. I don't know what everything he has for a setup and what he has available. He might just want to stick with more of the metals. And there's always people in the community that can make scales. I mean, we know that for a fact, that there's a lot of them out there. But I wouldn't mind a different, or milling. Doing some kind of milling pattern on it to give you some texture and some grip. That's a possibility also. I know he's probably going to smack me upside the head whenever he sees me in person for going on about all this. But I do like something that gives you some texture to grab a hold of. I mean, this isn't overly slick, but I do like a little bit of texture to grab and hold on to. And like I said, the detent I would like stronger on this. And like I said, his other knives, I haven't handled any of them yet, and I should have gotten one in the mail today that was gifted to me that was bid on at the auction, and Ed Harrison sat there and gifted it to me. But the post office had it at our mailbox, at our local post office, and should have been come out to me today. But no, they instead it went back to Jacksonville. Gotta love the post office. They suck. But anyway, all in all, I'm very pleased with this. A few tweaks for me personally. And since he's hand making these, I'm sure we could discuss that, and he would probably be more than happy to work with me on it. But this is a very solid offering. I know the knives that I've seen and what he's put out there. Every time he makes a new knife, it looks like he's improving again and again each time, which is what should happen. And I am very pleased, and I think he's doing. Sorry, I know the light's kind of. Let me see if I can dim it a little bit and see if that makes it any different. And I don't think it's working, but it's reflecting a lot. But this is a good, solid offering. And like I mentioned, they start at $245. I don't know what the premium price is. Probably around $350, maybe more. Let me pull it up and see here. Magna Cut, anode titanium, handle, anode titanium, and thumb studs, anode. $402 for a handmade knife, all titanium, Magna Cut, and anodized. Handmade folder, $402. That's, to me, that's stupid cheap. I mean, that's something to really think about, guys. If you want, and you were thinking that, hey, I can't afford a $1,200 handmade knife folder, get with Buerkles. I said, if you don't mind his design language, and that is a premium deal for just over $400 to get a handmade folder. I mean, come on, guys. This is very, very awesome. So, anyway, I've rambled on enough. I do like the knife. Like I said, a few tweaks for me, and that's different for everybody. A lot of the other people, I'm sure I'll have to get with him as to who I'm sending it to next, because I don't know who it's going to next. But they may love the detent that's perfect for them. Like I said, I like a little bit of a stronger detent. Take that for what it's worth. I know a lot of people like the flippers because, or a woman per se, I have short nails. I do have nails, but they're not long. I try not to let them get too long because they get in the way. I do paracord. I like a little bit of nail to be able to grip them and be able to tighten them and pull and do what you need to do with the paracord. But I don't like them getting too long because then they start splitting and cracking and catching and doing what I don't want them to do. But because of that, doing the thumb flick and the reverse flick is not an issue for me. But with people that have nails, they being able to use a flipper tab makes a difference for them. So that's why there's multiple choices to choose from. To each their own. Anyway, check out Buerkles. Like I said, I'll do the link down below. He does have a YouTube channel. I don't think he posts a lot on the YouTube channel, but he does have one. I'll link the YouTube and his website, and probably his Instagram if I remember. That's always up for grabs with me. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Many hugs, many kisses, much love. Your friend Kelly. Bye-bye.